Hey guys, going to do a review of the SOG Tsunami. There's going to be a bit of a flurry of videos over the next couple of days. I've got a lot of footage to put out from my vacation, all up and down the eastern coast. A lot of different gear and stuff like that, and plus I made quite a few purchases while I was away. And this is going to be one of the first here. Picked up this SOG Tsunami, which is really decent fixed blade offering from SOG, and price on this is $50 to $70 depending on where you get it. It's available on Amazon, plus all the major retailers. So with that, let's start with the sheath, which is really nothing too impressive. It's nylon. I really don't like this Velcro retention strap. I really feel like there should be a buckle there. $50 for a knife, you think they could show up for a buckle. Very typical belt loop there for your belt. Molly attachment on the back, which is really nice. And your spare pocket for a sharpening stone, even though I would never really use a standard sharpening stone on this because it is such a deep hollow grind on it, but you still, nonetheless, you can put whatever you want in there. One of the big things I do like about it, which you're not going to be able to see, is that there is a plastic insert inside where the blade goes to keep you from cutting the nylon. So, what is this bad boy? This is a 6-inch fixed blade, tanto style blade from SOG. It's been around for quite a few years, if I remember, because I know Nothing Fancy's had a video on it like 4 or 5 years ago or so. I think that was originally when it caught my eye, was when he did that video back then. It's made of AUS 8 stainless steel, which is kind of a nice mid-grade, inexpensive stainless steel. It has some pretty good characteristics to it. It's not the best on the market by any means, but it is definitely middle of the road, at least as far as I'm concerned. It's pretty good when it comes to corrosion resistance, but I think it does take a really nice edge as well. Even though it doesn't hold it forever, but it's still overall a pretty nice steel. You're talking about a 6-inch blade, 10 inches overall. Just estimates, guys. I'll put the exacts in the description. It's got a craton handle with a nicely kind of checkered design to it. Lanyard hole. Has a little finger guard here with some grooves on it, which I'm not sure if those are just to give you a little extra friction or what. Some nice jimping on the back here. As you can see, it's very aggressive. So it does give your thumb a lot of purchase when you're using it. Fits excellent in the hand. Bring this around to the other side of the camera. As you can see, it fits excellent in the hand where you're not putting your hand over the lanyard hole. Fits well. Very nice balance and feel in the hand. It is a little on the heavy side. You can see I got some gunk on this. I oiled it up before I put it away because I was at the ocean, and so I wanted to make sure this thing had plenty of oil on it so it didn't get any corrosion. So there is some fuzz and stuff on it, but overall this is a really nice. You can see the edge here is a little more in line with what you would see out of the Japanese style tanto, where the edge is kind of pushed, the sub tip there is pushed back a little bit so that you have more of an edge. Not much belly to the blade, as you can see. It's very kind of flat with just the slightest curve to it. It's a really nice deep hollow grind too, which gives the edge of, it's a very thin edge, so it's very, very sharp out of the box, but same time the blade is very thick. As you can see, you got a really good thickness to this blade, and the thickness carries on pretty much all the way to that tip, so you have a full thickness. This is actually a very good rigid blade on this. It's not something thin or flexible. A lot of faith that this would really do its job in a defensive situation. So Actually, we'll zoom in here. You can see it. as I talk. So who's going to want this knife? Well, anyone with an interest in a good defensive knife should take a look at this. It's, like I said, $50 to $70. It's a decent steel. It's got a nice feel, nice weight. The competition out there is a little stiff because Cold Steel has a couple offerings that really kind of put this thing to shame. Unfortunately, the Cold Steel Koban is a little bit smaller. It's probably, you know, a couple inches shorter overall, a lot lighter, but that Koban you can get for about $30, and it's the same exact steel. The other major competitor in the price range, of course, is that Cold Steel Tanto Light, which is their light version, which is made of a really inexpensive 4116 stainless. That's available for like $25. Gerber makes a couple of Tantos in that $30 to $70 price range, but Gerber steel is pretty much a garbage Chinese slurry, so I don't buy Gerbers anymore. And you can hear the fireworks going on in the background here, guys. It is the 4th of July. So this knife does have some serious competition, which is what I think does kill it. If this knife were $10 cheaper, if it were in that $40 price range, this thing would be a market leader. So not that it's overpriced. I don't think this is overpriced in any way, shape, or form, but it just does have some pretty stiff competition, even though those knives are a bit smaller. Of course, once you go up in price, you know, you're going to find a lot more competition out there, but for the inexpensive stuff, you're pretty much, you know, looking at the Gerbers and the Cold Steels and things like that. So we're going to get a piece of paper. This thing is laser sharp out of the box. It is will take hair off you, no problem. In fact, if I wanted to put my leg on the table, I can show you a nice bald patch on my leg from it. So I can do this behind the camera. As you can see, this thing is very, very sharp. And let's talk about tang. This thing is obviously a full tang. Now, in Nothing Fancy's video, and part of what sold me on this, I know some of the SOG knives in the past, you know, they turned over to China and the quality kind of went downhill on them. This one here is made in Taiwan, according to the blade, which, yeah, I know it's China, but, you know, for some reason stuff out of Taiwan seems to keep a little better quality. Now, what he did was he actually took a needle and he poked down in here to make sure and see how far the tang went, because I know a lot of knives, especially SOG, has some knives with really thin, like rat tail tangs, and they have some knives where the tang ends before the lanyard hole, and they got a lot of weird stuff going on with their tangs, which is my one major complaint about SOG. But he took a needle and he kept kind of checking down the tang, and he found that this is in fact a true full tang, and that the steel goes beyond the lanyard hole, so you don't have to worry about the handle breaking or anything like that, because it is a full, true full tang. But overall, guys, this is, I think, a great addition. If you got the money, this is something worth picking up. You know, this is not something I'm going to be doing, bringing on bushcraft trips. This is going to be something that will be kind of kept nice for that rainy day when I need it. You know, this is a defensive knife, so it'll go out. You know, I'll do some, you know, light cutting with it and all that, and sharpen it up really nice. But it's not going to see heavy use because it is, you know, defensive, something I'll use defensively. Might even put it on my Mali vest. Who knows? But with it's unfortunate. I really wish there was a aftermarket Kydex sheath for this. Hint, hint. If there's any subs out there who do that, we can definitely talk business on that. But you know, really like it. Really good feel in the hands. Good price. Good quality. Overall, not a bad little investment if you got the money, guys. So there it is, the SOG Tsunami. Hope you guys enjoyed.